Blissful morning, children. Welcome back to social class. So, children, we have completed up till chapter number 5 in history, right? Yes. Today we are going to start chapter number 6. To start with a quote from Jawaharlal Nehru. So, in this world of storm and strife, hatred and violence, the message of the Buddha shines like a radiant sun. Let us remember the immortal message and try to fashion our thoughts and actions in the light of the teaching. Yes, it was said by our favorite Jawaharlal Nehru ji. And next, the famous quote by Mahatma Gandhi. Bhagwan Mahavir is sure to be respected as the greatest authority on non-violence. So this was quoted by our father of a nation. So about whom are we going to learn? Very good. About, yes, Buddhism and Jainism. Okay, about Lord Buddha and about Lord Mahavir. Okay, children, now let's start a lesson. Yes, towards the end of the later Vedic period, the society underwent many changes. So, in the previous lesson, we learned all those things. Yes, the caste system grew rigid, and the Brahmins became the most important class in the society, and they did not allow others to enter temples or draw water from the common well. And religion became complex, expensive, and difficult to practice. And the language used for rituals and sacrifices was only Sanskrit, which the common people could not understand. And some people became dissatisfied with such conditions, and they believed that leading a truthful life was more important than performing rituals and sacrifices. So, among them, Gautama Buddha and Vardhamana Mahavira were two such thinkers, and these started reform movements to get rid of the evil practices prevalent in the society, and their teachings gave rise to Buddhism and Jainism. So now let's learn about Buddhism. Yes, now we'll just learn about the early life of Buddha. So, Gautama Buddha was a Kshatriya prince, and he was born as Siddhartha in 563 BCE at Lumbini. So, he got married and he had a son. And according to a legend, Siddhartha saw four sides which changed his outlook towards life: an old man, a sick man, a dead body, and an ascetic. So, the first three sides made Siddhartha realize that the world is full of suffering, and the fourth side was the ascetic who seemed unaffected by the pain around him, and made Siddhartha realize that there was a way to end one's suffering, and he left his home and became an ascetic. And Siddhartha wandered for 6 years. And one day he sat under a peepal tree in Gaya and began to meditate. And on the 49th day, he attained supreme knowledge, and he had found the answer to the problems of life. And he thus became the Buddha, the enlightened one. And the peepal tree under which he had attained supreme knowledge became the tree of wisdom, or the Bodhi Vriksha. And the Buddha then went to the deep park at Sarnath, where he delivered his first sermon, and it is known as Dharma Chakra Pravartana, that is setting in motion in the wheel of Dharma. Okay, and he wandered from place to place preaching his message. And in 483 BCE, at the age of 80, the Buddha passed away at Kushinagar in Uttar Pradesh. So, next we are going to learn about the teachings of Buddha. So, the main principles of Buddhism are contained in the Four Noble Truths and Eightfold Paths. They are called as Ashtangika Marga. And the Four Noble Truths are: the world is full of suffering, and it is the desire which causes our suffering. And suffering can end by overcoming one's desire. Okay, so that is a way to end our suffering. And to end desire, one must follow the Eightfold Path. Okay, these are the Four Noble Truths of Lord Buddha. Okay, so if we follow that, I'm sure we'll win in our life. Yes, the next one is Eightfold Path. Right thought, right belief, right speech, right action, right means of livelihood, right effort, right memory, and right meditation. That is, everything what we do in our life should be according to Dharma. Okay, and everything what we do all should follow the dharmic way. Okay, so Buddha believed that the eightfold path led a person to the middle path, that is balanced life or life of moderation. So he said that a person should neither live in a great luxury nor should be giving up everything and suffer. So such balance in life would help the individual to attain moksha and nirvana. That means completeness in life. And Buddha did not approve of rituals and animal sacrifices, and he laid stress on ahimsa or non injury to all living beings. Buddha believed that our actions determine the kind of life we would lead, and good deeds are rewarded and evil deeds are punished. And Buddha opposed the caste system and preached equality of all human beings, and this attracted a large number of Shudras to Buddhism. Yes, the next topic is about the religious text of Buddhist. So the Buddhist sacred text was known as Tripitakas or the three baskets. So it is written in Pali. The Tripitakas contain the teachings of Buddha, and the Jataka tales are stories about the previous births of Buddha, and they form an important part of Buddhist literature. And in the first century CE, Buddhism split into two sections. They are Hinayana and Mahayana. And the followers of Hinayana Buddhism respect Buddha as a preacher of a religion. Preacher means one who has a vision about one's religion and he spreads the religion. That is called preaching. And the followers of Mahayana Buddhism worship Buddha as God. So, what is the difference between the two sects? Okay. So the next topic is about the spread of Buddhism. So there were many causes for the spread of Buddhism. So they were simplicity, language, rejection of the caste system, the Sangha and the royal patronage. So first one, what is simplicity? Buddha rejected elaborate rituals and sacrifices, and it was therefore easier for people to follow his teachings. And next one is language. So Buddha preached in Pali, which was the common language. Okay, and this led a large number of people to understand and embrace Buddhism. And the third one is rejection of the caste system. So Buddha rejected the caste system and he said that anyone who followed the Eightfold Path could achieve nirvana and irrespective of one's social origin. So Buddha stressed on the equality of all human beings. So this is how they attracted the others in the country, and many loved Buddhism. Next one is the Sangha. The Sangha was established by the Buddha and its main duty was to preserve and spread the teachings of Buddha. And the next one is royal patronage. So Buddhism was patronized by many rulers of that period. And later Buddhism spread to Central Asia, China, Japan, Tibet, Sri Lanka, Nepal, and many other countries in Southeast Asia. And next one is about the decline of Buddhism. Let's see. So, some of the factors that were responsible for the decline of Buddhism are the loss of royal patronage and Shankaracharya's reform movement that established Hinduism to regain its earlier position and the split in Buddhism. So, these are all the causes to put end to Buddhism. So next we are going to learn about Jainism. So Vardhamana Mahavira was the greatest saint of Jainism. So Jains believe that Mahavira was the last of the 24 Tirthankaras or great teachers, and the first was Rishabhadeva. So Mahavira was born in 540 BCE at Kundangrama, now in Bihar. So he was born into a royal family, and at the age of 30, Mahavira left his home and wandered from place to place in search of knowledge. And after 12 years of meditation, Mahavira attained supreme knowledge. Through this knowledge, he conquered both misery and happiness. Misery means sadness, okay? And he was known as a Jinnah or the great conqueror. So his followers were called Jains. And Mahavira traveled from place to place spreading his message. And in 468 BCE, he passed away at Pavapuri at the age of 72. Yes, now we are going to learn about the teachings of Mahavira. So, Mahavira was against rituals and animal sacrifices, and he believed that every living thing has a soul, and therefore one should follow the principle of non injury for all living beings. So, according to Mahavira, even the unconscious killing of an ant is a sin. So, the goal of life, according to Mahavira, is to set the soul free and not be born again into this world. And this can be achieved through the tri ratnas or the three jewels of life. What are those? Right belief, right knowledge, and right action. Okay, so Mahavira did not believe in the caste system, and he said that the individual is born into a particular caste according to the good and the bad deeds of his previous birth. So however, taught that anyone, irrespective of his caste, could attain liberation by performing good deeds, and he asked people to lead a simple life and follow a moral code of conduct. That means your character is more important. Like Buddhism, what here also he says that we have to follow a dharmic path. Okay. Next is about the religious texts. So Mahavira's teachings were preserved through the oral tradition, and they were later written down in the form of purvas and angas. So some later additional formed as upangas or the minor sections. And Mahavira's teachings were written in the form of prakrit called the Arth Magadi. So Jainism split into two sects. They are Digambaras and Svetambaras. So what are the Digambaras? They are also known as the sky clad, and that is naked. And the Svetambaras are the white clad. Okay, there are no major differences between the two sects except the Digambaras insist on the rule of nudity. Okay, and the Svetambaras wear white clothes. So the Digambaras become confined to southern India while the Svetambaras settle down in Rajasthan and Gujarat. So according to Digambaras, a saint who has obtained perfect knowledge needs no food, and women cannot obtain liberation without being once more as men. And the Svetambaras do not accept any views like that. Okay. So next one is about spread of Jainism. So here Jainism spread for three major causes: language, rejection of the caste system, and royal patronage. So Mahavira preached in Prakrit, the language of the common people. And next one is rejection of the caste system. Mahavira rejected the caste system and he believed in the equality of all human beings. This attracted a large number of followers. And next one is royal patronage. So many kings patronized Jainism and this made Jainism popular. So how did this Jainism decline? Yes, Jainism had to compete with both Buddhism and Hinduism, and there were not many popular Jain religious preachers after Mahavira, and there was also the loss of royal patronage. That's how Jainism declined. So now we are going to do a comparative study between Buddhism and Jainism. So what are the similarities? Yes, both Buddhism and Jainism opposed animal sacrifice and elaborate rituals and ceremonies, and they criticized the caste system and preached equality of all human beings. And they believed in non-violence, moksha, and nirvana. And both stressed on good deeds. And they preached in the language spoken by the common people. And traders, craftsmen, peasants were attracted to Buddhism and Jainism because they felt that the religions were simple to practice. Now, what are the difference between Buddhism and Jainism? Yes, Jainism stresses extreme penance and Buddhism is opposed to extreme penance. Here penance means showing regret or regret for a sin. Okay, and instead stress leading a balanced life. And the stress on non-violence is severe in Jainism, and in Buddhism importance is given to non-violence and stress is not severe. And Jainism could never spread outside India, and Buddhism however spread to many foreign countries as I showed you in the map. So, children, complete your classwork neatly with legible handwriting and start learning your daily portions. Okay, children, thank you. Stay safe and take care, children. See you in the next class.